This video is in no way brought to you by King World Productions. They produce things. What's up? It's Aurailieus. I'm an artist from St. Petersburg, Florida. Wait, let's do that over. What's up? It's Aurailieus. I'm an artist that steals other people's ideas and doesn't have any real artistic thoughts for myself. I'm basically a shitty copycat artist that takes other people's ideas and uses them for my own profit. So today's video is going to be sort of a frequently asked questions kind of video. I'm going to share with you some, frequently asked questions that I get being an artist and my answers to them. So there's going to be a lot of talking in this video. No art is going to be made whatsoever, so if this isn't your kind of thing, you can just go ahead and skip over to my other videos. First question is, why do you call yourself Aurailieus? He calls himself Aurailieus. What an ego on that guy. So the origins of my name are draped in mystery. And I know there's a few stories out there, conflicting tales of the origin of my name, but here is the 100% real, accurate story on why I call myself Aurailieus. So I was a b-boy, that's breakdancer if you're not in the know. And when you're a b-boy, you get super cool nicknames. Names like Cloud, Frosty Freeze, Mouse Vader, Crazy Legs, Rocksteady, Crumbs. Cool nicknames. I forget what my nickname was, but I do remember every time I hit a cipher, the whole crowd would cheer, "Go white boy."
Go white boy.
Go white boy.
So, I don't know. I am terrible with the memory. It definitely wasn't "Go white boy," but I can't remember what it was. Anyhow, fast forward. Breakdancing crew kind of turned into this weird crew of misfits that turned into something like a gang. A bunch of kids running around, getting in all kinds of trouble and fights and stuff, just being overall dumb kids. And at that time, all of my friends called me Marcus because my name is Mark. And when your name is Mark, you get every variation of the name Mark. Talking Mark, Marco, Marky, Marky Mark, Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch, you name it. So sometime around 2000, all of my friends went without me to see Gladiator. Yes, the one with Russell Crowe. And when they came back from watching that movie without me, they started calling me Marcus Aurailieus. And they would kind of go like this, "Marcus Aurailieus," every time they saw me. And that stuck. So that's how I got the name Aurailieus. Where are you taking Bob in the future? How do you balance time and energy dedicated to Bob versus other subjects? That is an awesome question from Jane. So I want Bob to be super famous. I want Bob everywhere. I want Bob to be a household name, I want to travel the world painting Bob on street corners, random walls here and there, you name it. Sort of like Atomico. He got that orange, that's his character that he puts everywhere, and is very widely known. I didn't design it to be that way. I just kind of randomly created Bob. I made this little cardboard sculpture of Bob. Actually, it wasn't really Bob at the time. I just made a bunch of cardboard sculptures of robots for the, I think the first or second St. Pete Robot Exchange. And one of those robots were just so fucking cute. And he became Bob later. It's not just Bob, but he's a major theme in my paintings. So back to the question. Every time I make a painting, it's because I get an idea in my head and I want to make a painting. And sometimes those are Bob paintings and sometimes those are other paintings. But sometimes I do get a little bobbed out. If I make a bunch of Bob paintings in a row, I'm like, I gotta do something different. Just go do something different. How do your interactions with other artists in the community benefit both you and them? So, when I first tried to be an artist in my city that I live in, I was kind of met with an impenetrable wall. There were other artists, they had things going on, there were art shows happening, and you couldn't really get into it. So me and some other artists kind of made like this ragtag association, and we went out and we created our own opportunities and made our own stuff happen, which is something that I still do to this day. I'll go out and I'll get a venue and I'll put on a group show and I'll get other artists out there so they can have some opportunities, so they can partake in the creative community without having to go through as much trouble as I went through starting out. Does Bob have a middle name? No, he doesn't have a middle name. Why do you use Basquiat's crown in your work? That's a good question, but that's not how this question was brought up. This question was brought up in a YouTube comment on one of my other YouTube videos by a guy called Mr. Paint, who says, "Dude, quit using Jean-Michel Basquiat's logo in your art. It's so overplayed by artists." Which I replied, "No, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do." And then this guy says, we're gonna read it right from the comments section because I can't read that handwriting. "So what you're essentially saying is you stealing other people's ideas and don't have any real artistic thoughts for yourself. So you're basically a shitty copycat artist that takes other people's ideas and uses them for your own profit. Hell, since you're stealing ideas from other artists, why don't you throw in a Coke or Pepsi logo? Or even a picture of Mickey Mouse if you have the time. You, sir, are a dick." And welcome to your first history lesson by Aurailieus. You're gonna like this. First off, it wasn't Basquiat's logo, but it was a symbol that he used a lot. Basquiat took a lot of symbols from a whole bunch of different places. In my mind, it was like something similar to the birth of hip-hop, where DJs took pieces of other people's recorded music and used them as the basis to build their own unique pieces of music. That's what Basquiat did with symbols and imagery. And in a way, I think that's what we all do as artists. We take images and ideas from everywhere and we make them ours. We make them our own. Now, a huge source where Basquiat got a lot of his symbols from was from something called hobo symbols. They were used by transient people and, like wrote on buildings to communicate with other transient people and to tell them things like, "Yo, this is where the good soup kitchen is," or "Watch out for this lady, she'll run you off with a broom." And Basquiat's crown. Guess where that came from? It was something that played in front of a television program that he liked to watch called The Little Rascals. It was the logo of the production company that syndicated that show. It's called King World Productions. And just for you, Mr. Paint, here's the logo. Oh my God, would you look at that? Wait, one more time, here's the logo. Now, the first time that Basquiat used that crown in a painting was in 1981, and the painting was called Red Kings. And it depicts two figures side by side wearing the crowns. One has like 5 points on it and the other one has 4 points on it. It is said that the one on the left side is Jean-Michel Basquiat and the second image is Pablo Picasso, who had an influence on Jean-Michel Basquiat and was revered by him. Jean-Michel Basquiat often used that crown to recognize other artists or musicians or actors or other people that he held in high regard or considered an influence on him or one of his heroes. And sometimes he used that crown as a way to continue that person's legacy. And that is the same exact reason that I use it. To continue his legacy. I would not be an artist if I wasn't introduced to the works of Jean-Michel Basquiat at a young age. I saw his works and he showed me that, holy shit, I can be an artist. He showed me that being an artist was my path. And that's why I put the damn crown in some of my paintings. Now, Bob the Robot Prince of Denmark, he always has a crown because he is the damn Prince of Denmark. And he don't have to answer to you. He rocks that crown, Mr. Paint. And that's not even what really bothers you. I know what bothers you. You see that crown everywhere. There's like a huge influx of artists that use that crown. They think it's trendy. Well, I'm glad someone nominated you to be the damn art police. Go tell that to them, hater. Look at this clip one more time before I move on to the next subject. What inspires you as an artist? I get that question a lot. It's a good question. I am an inspiration sponge. It all just sticks to me like glue and it gets in my head and it rattles around in there and then I'll forget everything, but now remember these weird things that make no sense. You know, they say like we're bombarded with like 34,000 images a day. They're in there. Another question I get a lot is, hey, can I come by your art studio and check out like all your work? And you totally could. If I had an art studio, I don't. I have like a tiny room that if more than 2 people were in this room, it'd be kind of weird. But you can go to Aurailieus.com and see all of my paintings. And they're for sale. You can buy them. Click, click. Well, thanks for watching. And having fun with me answering a few questions or whatever. I'll see you next time. Peace.
Those t-shirts are so dope.
Wasn't it Pablo Picasso who said, like, good artists borrow, but great artists steal? That's kind of interesting.